everyone, it's Bree here at Vinyasa Wave. I hope you're doing amazing today as usual. This week's wave is going to be a playful, creative power flow. So we're going to hit all the boxes. Sometimes we just need to get outside of the box. So we're going to have a little fun today, so just make sure you have some space around your mat. We're going to be changing directions, flipping over, flipping back, rocking back and forth. So we're going to have fun. So let go of any expectations or judgments you have for yourself today, because we're going to have fun. We're going to start on our back. Bend your knees, feet flat. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. I'll meet you when you're ready, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get started. We are going to come down to our backs, feet flat. Bend the knees, settle in. Maybe bend the knee, or bring the knees together and heels angle out. Take a little pressure off that low back here in the beginning. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Close your eyes if that's okay for you. If not, just shift the gaze down, so chin to chest. Just that way you can send everything inward. And then just start to breathe naturally. Just see what the natural rhythm is of your breath. Don't force it, don't fight it, don't deepen it, lengthen it, anything like that. Just feel it rise and fall in the body. Feel it moving the hands back and forth. Usually as we start to quiet the mind or start to quiet the body, that's when all the thoughts flood in. And that's okay, just open up that floodgate, let them all come in, and then just let them pass right out. We don't need to analyze them right now. We don't need to decipher anything. Just let them run through the thinking mind and right out to the other side. As you start to find that natural rhythm, and we've allowed all those thoughts to just flood out of the thinking mind right now, just begin to allow your breath to bring you right here in this moment. Let it be your anchor to what's happening right now. We're going to do 2 clearing breaths. So when you're ready, we're going to do a big inhale and pause when you get to the top. And then open the mouth and sigh it out as loud as you can, as if you're just letting go of anything you don't need today. So when you're ready, here we go. Big inhale. Pause. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Beautiful. One more, just like that. Inhale. Pause, and then open the mouth, let it go. Beautiful. Blink your eyes open if they were closed. If our gaze was shifted down, bring the head back neutral. Face the feet parallel. You can bring your arms either out to the side or down by your side, whichever one's comfortable. When you're ready, left leg lifts to the sky. Hang out here first. Just feel how that feels in the body. Big breath in. Breath out. Another breath in. And then on your exhale, slowly just lower your leg out to the side to a hover, wherever is comfortable. Don't force it all the way down to inches above the floor. And then your inhale brings you back up. Slow and steady, big breath in. Breath out. Use that core to stay engaged. If you feel your right hip starting to come off the ground like this as you're trying to reach the floor, maybe don't go so far. Maybe just go to right here where your right hip stays on the floor. And then your next inhale brings you back up. And then once you find the neutral, drop your right knee over to the right side of the mat. Left leg is still in the sky. And then gently drape it over your right knee. So everything's on the right side of the mat. Option to take that left hand and grab that right foot. Maybe grab our left knee. Or option to not grab anything and just hang out here for a few breaths. One more breath in, breath out, and unwind. Bring everything back to the center of the mat, bend the knees, feet flat. Beautiful. Right leg comes up to the sky. Hang out here first, just feel how that feels in the body. Big breath in, breath out. Another breath in. And then your exhale slowly lowers it to the right side this time, keeping that left hip down. And then back up. Lower. Up. Lower, keep going. Up. Remember, this wave is going to be a funky one with some fun transitions, so drop any expectations you have for yourself or judgments, or if you don't even have any right now, but as we start to get into those funky transitions and you notice some weird thoughts are coming in, like, dang, why can't I do this shape? Don't just let it pass. Don't analyze it. Don't identify with it. We're just having fun. Just make it your own. Your next inhale brings your leg back up. And then left knee drops over to the left side, and then right leg drops over left knee. Hang out here. Again, stay here or grab, left hand grabs right knee, right hand grabs left foot. Breath in, breath out, and bring it back to center. Beautiful. Bring your heels out to the edge of the mat. And your knees come in and just kind of rock side to side. Take a little pressure off that low back since we were kind of heavy on that right in the beginning. And then bring everything parallel. Hands down by the side. Send both feet up to the sky this time. Here we go. We're already getting funky. So you're going to take your feet and send them over your head. You do not have to touch the floor. You don't even have to make it over your head. But we're just going in that general direction. So when you're ready, slow and controlled, one vertebrae at a time, send the toes all the way over. Again, get rid of any expectation you have for yourself. And then once you reach that point of no return, slow and controlled, come all the way back, one vertebrae at a time. And then keep going. Once your hips drop, slowly drop the feet down, back how we were, and then press into the feet. Hips go high, breath in. And then exhale, lower the hips down. Beautiful. We're going to go through a couple of those. So feet come off, send it over. Go as far as you would like. And then bring it back down, slow and controlled. See if you can make it super slow. Once the hips reach, then our feet come down. Inhale, lifts the hips, squeeze the booty cheeks, and then exhale, we lower right back down. Last one, feet over. Good. Keep going, you got it. And then lower, one vertebrae at a time. This time, once the hips touch, hands come behind the knees, bend the feet, and we're going to just do a gentle rock until you make it all the way to the top of the mat on your feet, arms up. When you're ready, inhale, rise all the way up, and then keep going until you make it on the tippy toes. Breath in, breath out. Lower the heels down. Left hand grabs right wrist. Take inhale, lengthen here. And then exhale, bend over to the left side. Maybe pull that right shoulder back. Get a little deeper. Inhale back through center. Right hand grabs left wrist. Take an inhale, lengthen. And then this time we go over to the right side. Roll that left shoulder back into the midline. And inhale, bring it back through center. Open the feet as wide as your mat. Drop your hands down by your side. Lower the head, chin to chest. Bring your right ear to right shoulder. And then loop it in front, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, bring it back, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, back through center, over to the left. Beautiful. One more, bring it over to the right. Stay here, right ear, right shoulder, stay. Maybe press down on that left shoulder. And release, bring it over, left ear, left shoulder. Maybe press down on that right shoulder now, just gently. Don't get wild on me. And then bring it back through center. And then lift the head to neutral. Hands come behind the back, interlace them. Pull that heart open. When you're ready, fold the hips all the way down. Let the hands drape over the head. Maybe try to pull the heels of the hands together. Breath in, breath out. Shake the head, rock side to side. And release the grip, hands meet the floor. Inhale, lifts you halfway, and then walk the feet into hip distance, and then exhale, plant the hands back down. Left foot steps back, find a runner's lunge here. Inhale, lift the right arm up to the sky, find a twist, and then exhale, we drop the hips over to the left side, right arm reaches to the back of the room. Bring it around. Beautiful, step that left foot back in. Inhale, find length again. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot steps back, find your lunge. Inhale, lift the left arm to the sky. And then exhale, we drop the hips to the right side. Bring it around. Step that right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step one foot back at a time, find your plank. And then exhale, lower slowly all the way down to the belly. Inhale, cobra, so just the top part of your chest comes off the ground. Elbows are trying to meet in the back. And then exhale, lower the forehead back down. Inhale, cobra again. And then this time, push into the hands, find your table. So knees underneath your hips, hands underneath shoulders. On your inhale, drop the belly, gaze goes forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, pull it through. One more, exhale, round. Inhale, brings it back to neutral. Good, right arm sweeps up to the sky. On your exhale, thread it under to a hover, and then sweep it back up to the sky. Two more just like that, reach it under. Sweep up, reach, up, beautiful, plant it down. Left arm, sweep it up, send it under to a hover, up, hover, up, last one, thread it under to a hover, bring it back up, and then plant that left hand down. If you're not centered on your mat, maybe move back a little bit. I'm always falling off my mat, but if you're fine, don't worry about it. Keep your knees where they are. Walk your hands as far forward as you can reach, and then send the hips back in space, finding an extended puppy. So your gaze is forward. You're almost trying to get your chin to the floor. If it doesn't make it, great. If it does, also great. Stay here for 2 breaths. Breath in. Breath out. One more breath in. Breath out. Your next inhale, start to roll the spine, starting at the base of your spine, moving it all the way forward, shifting forward until your hips drop down. We're finding kind of like an extended up dog. Chin is the last to come up. And then lower down onto the forearms, finding your sphinx pose. So elbows underneath shoulders. Beautiful. Breath in. Breath out. Push back into the hands, straighten the arms. This time you're starting at your neck, rounding, so chin to chest, upper back, mid back, around the spine. Send it back to your extended puppy. Beautiful. Inhale, roll it forward. Drop the hips, head still to come up, lower the forearms down. Breath in, breath out. Lean onto your left hand as your right arm circles to the back. Maybe we find a grip with the right foot. Option to stay here, or you can take the palm of your hand to the top of your right foot and gently push down. Or you can keep it just right here, right at the ankle, whatever's comfortable for you. Even if you don't make contact, it's still great. Breath in, breath out. Release, find sphinx pose again. Rock into that right forearm, left arm reaches around. Find your grip, whichever grip it is, even if it's no grip. But we're here for a breath. Breath in, breath out, and release. Beautiful. Hands come underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, push up into a plank, and send it back down dog. Breath in, breath out. Find some movement here. See what feels comfortable. Rock the hips, maybe bicycle the feet. Whatever feels comfortable. And then when you're ready, find stillness. So heels are driving down. Palms are pushing into the earth. Elbows are facing each other, or the inside of your elbows are facing each other. Breath in, breath out. Beautiful. Gaze goes forward. On the exhale, send it to the top of the mat, however you get there. Inhale, find length halfway, and then fold. Inhale, reach all the way up slowly, arms up, and then exhale, cactus the arms, gaze goes up. Inhale, reach it back up, and then exhale, forward fold right back down. Inhale, find length. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, find plank, lower down to the belly. Inhale, up dog or cobra, and send it back, down dog. Good, just like that again, gaze forward. On the exhale, send it to the top of the mat. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach it up. And then exhale, we cactus. Inhale, reach it up. And then right back down, forward fold. Find your breath, connect to it. Inhale, find length. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, find plank. Lower to the belly. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Send it back down dog. Beautiful. Breath in, breath out. All right, we're going to get funky. So come up to your toes. We're still in down dog. Drop the heels over to your left side. Keeping your feet just like this, you're going to take your right foot and kick the right leg up to the sky for 3 kicks. Inhale, lifts. Exhale, lowers. Lift, lower. Last one, lift, lower. Lift one more time, hold it here. And then come up to your tippy toes on your left foot and rotate your foot to face the front of the room. So we're here in a 3-legged down dog, but we're on our tippy toes. And then bring knee to nose, hold. Send it back, 3-legged down dog. You're still on your tippy toes. Knee to left elbow, hold. And then shoot the leg out to the left side of the mat. Drop that left heel. Right arm peels up. Good. Right arm reaches to the front of the room. And then make 3 big circles here. Stay strong in that right arm. You can do it. You know you're shaking, but it's all good. One more circle, and then finish with your arm over the ear, reaching for the front of the room. And then on your exhale, slowly lower your hips down to the mat. Hands come behind the head. Take a breath here. Lengthen that spine. And then exhale, fold at the hips. Maybe our elbows tap the floor, maybe they don't. Bring it back up on the inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Beautiful. Exhale, lower. Good. Right hand plants. Lift the hips. Plant into that left foot. Left hand comes to the floor. Left knee comes into the chest. And we're going to spin around the body, finding wild thing on the right side of the mat again. Hips go high. Right arm reaches to the front of the room. Breath in. Breath out. Beautiful. Step into that left foot. Right knee comes into the chest again, all the way, and we're going to step it to the top of the mat. Beautiful, you did it. Hands come to the left side of that right foot. So you're looking kind of like this. And then we're going to open the hips to the left side of the mat. So we're looking like this now. I know, we're getting funny. We're going to do it on the other side, so maybe it'll feel more fluid in the body. But you're doing great. So frame that right foot. You're going to plant into that right foot so hard that your left foot starts to float off the ground. On your inhale, lift the chest. So our left leg is out to the side, and we have airplane arms. Breath in. Breath out. One more breath in. This time on our exhale, we're tapping our left knee to our right calf, Shiva squat. Hands come to prayer. Open back up on the inhale. Stay strong. You can do it. 2 more. Bring it down. Shiva squat. Open. Last one. You can do it. I know you can. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Open. Good. Step into that right foot. We take our right hand, touch left ankle, left arm is up to the sky. So you're here in a revolved crescent lunge. Breath in. Breath out. Beautiful. Plant that right hand down. You got it. Drop that right knee. Stay here. Breath in. Breath out. Send the hips back in space. You're here in a revolved half split. Toes are facing the sky. We're still revolved. Left arm is still to the sky. Breath in. Breath out. Are you ready? Plant into that right hand. So you may have to move it back a little bit so you feel stable. Left foot scoots all the way to the back. We're here at a modified side plank. Option to kick that right knee out if you need a little bit more stability, which is okay. Stay here, stay strong. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in, slow it down. Breath out. We're going to take that left foot, step it in front of your right knee in the center of your mat. So you look really funny right now, but it's great. It's going to feel good. Step in to that left foot. We're taking our right foot, coming around, finding eagle. So wrapping it around your left foot. Right arm wraps around left. Hold it here. Breath in. Breath out. You guys are doing great. Even if you haven't made any of the shapes, you're still moving, you're still breathing, and you're having fun. So keep smiling. Breath in. Breath out. All right, here we go. So we're going to slowly unwind. Arms unwind. I'm going to take my right foot, plant it down into the front of the mat. Right hand comes all the way down. I find half moon at the top of the mat. Left arm is up. Left foot is reaching to the back of the room. You got it. You've made all these shapes, or you've made your own shapes. Be proud of yourself. Breath in. Breath out. You see, we all wobble, and it's okay. Bend into that right knee. Plant that left foot. And we're here in Warrior 2. You made it. Breath in. Let's hang out here. Let's get a little fire burning. Breath in. Breath out. Beautiful. Breath in. This time sink low. Breath out. Breath in. Sink even lower. Breath out. Good. Cartwheel to the top of the room, frame that right foot, send it back, plank, your version of a vinyasa. So lower down halfway, cobra or up dog, and we meet in down dog. Let's come down to our knees. Find child's pose, sit back, breath in, breath out. Feel that fire you just created. Let's come back into that breath and movement connection. Don't replay that wave. Don't replay all the mistakes you made on that side, because it doesn't matter. There are no mistakes in yoga, because it is your moving meditation. When you're ready, tuck the toes. We're meeting it back in down dog. Only if you're ready. If you want to stay there for the rest of practice, stay there. That's what your body wants. If we're moving on, we're going to come up to the heels, or come up to your tippy toes. That would be hard. On your exhale, drop your heels over to the right side. And then here we go. Inhale, lifts that left leg up. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Last one. Lift. Hold it here. Come up to the tippy toes on that right foot. Pivot so we face it to the front of the room. And then knee to nose. Hold. Send it back. Three-legged down dog. You're still on the tippy toes. Beautiful. Knee to right elbow. Shoot your foot out to the right side of the mat. Drop that right heel. Right arm comes up. Reach it to the front of the room. And you got 3 circles here with your breath. Remember, we're only moving with our breath. It doesn't have to be my breath or your neighbor's breath. Your breath. Beautiful. Finish with the arm reaching to the front of the room. And then on your exhale, lower the hips down. Hands come behind the head. Take an inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, lower. Maybe we tap the elbows. Lift. Lower. Lift. Good. Last one, lower. Lift. Drop that left hand. Lift the hips. Right hand plants. We bring that left knee into the chest and we spin it around the body, finding wild thing on the left side of the mat. Hips go high. Right arm reaches to the front of the room. Keep squeezing booty cheeks. You got it. I know you're probably super shaky and it's beautiful. Keep going. Breath in. Breath out. Good. We're going to step into that right foot. Left knee comes into the chest. Step it to the front of the room. Remember, we're making that funny turn. So hands on the right side of that foot, and we open to the right side of the mat this time. Frame that left foot. Plant so hard into that left foot, your right leg starts to float this time. And when you're ready, your inhale lifts that chest. Stay here. Breath in. Breath out. Keep that chest horizontal. When you're ready, breath in. On your exhale, tap that left calf, Shiva squat. Open, slow and controlled. Your breath, your pace, your moving meditation. Good, last one, open, hold it here. Good, we're going to the back of the mat. Step into that right foot this time. Left hand spins to the back. Taps your right ankle, right arm is up. We're here in a revolved side angle, revolved crescent lunge, whatever you call it. Keep the hips low. Breath in. Breath out. Good. Plant that left hand down. Drop that left knee. Right arm is still up. Stay here. Breath in. Breath out. Send the hips back in space. There you go. Revolved half split. Maybe walk the hand back a little bit if you need for more stability. But we're staying in this revolved space, in this revolved shape. If you need to bring the hands up onto a block, whatever you need, but keep that revolved shape. Breath in. Breath out. Here we go. Send that right foot to the back of the room. Remember, you can kick that left foot out if you want more stability. Right arm reaches to the front of the room. See if you can make one long line from the tip of your toes to the fingers. Breath in. Breath out. Good. You got it. Breath in. On your exhale, right foot plants in front of that left thigh, right in the center of the mat. So you're looking a little funny right now. So right arm is still up. We're going to step into that right foot. Left leg snakes around. We find our eagle. Left arm comes under right. Sit low. Hips are low. Breath in. Breath out. I hate having my back to you. I feel like I'm betraying you. But don't worry, I am doing it just as much as you are. I'm shaking and sweaty just as much as you are. Breath in. Breath out. All right, you ready? Unwind the arms. Sit tall through those hips. Unwind the arms. Left foot steps to the front of the mat. We lower into half moon at the top of the mat. Left hand down, right arm up. There it is. Beautiful. Breath in. Breath out. Bend into that left knee. Step it back. You made it. Warrior two. Here we go. Breath in. Breath out. Sink low. Breath in. Breath out. Sink an inch lower. 3, 2, 1. Cartwheel, frame that left foot. You did it. Plank, your version of a vinyasa. So lower down halfway or all the way down. Cobra or up dog. And we meet in down dog. Breath in. Breath out. Just a little bit more fire and then we are done. Lower the forearms down to the mat. Find your dolphin. Walk your feet in as far as they'll go. And then kick your left leg up. Lower. Right leg up. Lower. Left. Lower. Right. Lower. Keep going. You got it. Your back may be on fire, and that's okay. Mine is too. Good. Last one. Just kidding. Your right leg's your last one. Good. Walk the feet out. Find a forearm plank. Breath in. Breath out. Lower the hips down. We're here in sphinx pose. So shoulders, elbows underneath shoulders. Breath in. And then breath out. Back up into forearm plank. Hold it here. Push into the earth. You got it. Lower the hips. Good. Breath in. And then breath out. Last one. Forearm plank. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. You got it. Good. Push up into the hands. Find your normal plank. Hips go back. Find your down dog. Left leg to the sky. Bring left knee to left wrist. Find pigeon. Walk the hands back. Open that heart. And then gently fold over that left leg. You can find a block. I like to put a block here and let my forehead rest. If you don't have that, just rest on the forearms. Be mindful that we're not leaning over to the side. If that's what you'd like to do, by all means. But if we're trying to get into the hips, make sure we're up on top of the hips so we're nice and square. And then just start to slow that body down. Good. Release. Walk your hands back. Tuck that right toe. Send it back. Down dog. Right leg to the sky. Right knee, right elbow. Right knee, right wrist. And then lower down pigeon. Good. Walk the hands back. And then fold over. Breath in, breath out. Beautiful, release, walk the hands back. This time, just sit back onto the bottom so your feet come in front of you. Take the sole of your right foot, bring it into your left thigh. Take an inhale, arms up, and then bend over to that left foot, getting into that side body. Breath in, breath out. And release, switch sides. So left foot into the right thigh. Take an inhale, arms up, and then we go over to the right side. And release. Beautiful. Let's come back to the original position. So on our back feet are bent, arms out. Good. This time, right leg goes up. Drop that left knee down. Take your right foot, send it over. Option to take that left hand, grab your right knee. Right hand grabs left foot. See if we can get a little deeper into that back now. And release. Good. Slow and controlled. Come back up to the center. Left leg up. Drop that right knee down. Send the left foot over. Again, you can stay just like this. You don't have to grab onto the knee and foot if you don't want to. Beautiful, release. Bring it back into the center. Bring the knees into the chest and just do a gentle circles with the knees. Maybe rock side to side, loosen that low back since we just did some twists. Beautiful, give yourself a nice tight hug. Squeeze, 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 and release, let it all go. If you're falling off your mat, scooch it back and just relax. Allow yourself rest in Savasana. You made it. So feet fall open, knees roll open, palms to the sky. Roll the shoulder blades down. And just relax. Allow yourself to just melt into the mat. Come back into that natural rhythm of the breath. Moving through each checkpoint in the body, just releasing any tension. Even if you don't feel it, just maybe squeeze it and then release it just so you know for sure there's no tension there. Bring awareness back into the room, wiggling fingers and toes. Roll over to one side and just pause there before you push all the way up into a seated position. Sit nice and tall through the spine, hands drape over the knees. And then maybe close the eyes or chin to chest if we don't want to close our eyes. Maybe let's just reflect on what it felt like to move, just having fun without any expectations or judgments of ourselves. Were you able to just let go and be free? Allow the wobbles to happen without tearing yourself apart, telling yourself negative things. Or were you able to move freely? And just smile through all the falls and the wobbles and the shapes you couldn't make. Whichever it was, just reflect on it. And when you're ready, we're going to close the practice out with a nice sigh out. So bring your hands to that third eye. Big breath in. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Thank you for waving with me. I hope you enjoyed this fun, playful, creative power flow. I hope you had fun. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I'll see you again soon. Bye.